In this video we're going to have a bit of an explanation of 16th strumming, which in many ways is how we define intermediate level strumming and rhythms. So what do I mean by 16th strumming? Well, I'm sure you're all familiar with just strumming on the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. You should also be familiar with 8th strumming, which divides a bar into 8 strums, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and, well, simply 16th strumming splits a bar into 16, but to qualify as 16th strumming, we don't have to strum any of those. We are going to start there, but any time we look at these more complex strumming patterns, maybe it's just a little flourish like, I don't know, in That's Entertainment, that little... that kind of thing. That's generally an 8th pattern, but that little embellishment, that's 16th. And if we can get 16th rhythms sorted on their own, we can start to add them as embellishments and start to really nail some of these intermediate strumming patterns that you might have come across in song tutorials already, but it hasn't quite been falling together or sounding as good as you want, or at least not as reliable as we want. So the first exercise we're going to go for is going on the beat, and then to 8ths, 1 and 2 and 3, and then for 16ths, it's this same speed that we need to move our hand to. We just catch the up strums you're already doing. For example, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, da 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 da, down up down up down up down up, and then we go back to 8ths. That's the exercise that we're going to be going for, but first of all, maybe just get used to these ba bum 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 ba dum bum bum, just these down and ups. And just kind of getting used to how that feels. 16th strumming is best for slower tempos, at least to begin with, but it is how those faster rhythm songs happen. Slower tempos anywhere from about 60 to 100 BPM. Anything faster than 100 is upper mid-tempo or certainly very fast. If you need more help thinking about BPMs and what's a fast BPM or a slow BPM or tempo, just think about your heartbeat. Resting heartbeats anywhere from about, I don't know, 55 to 65 BPM, beats per minute. If it's a little bit more up-tempo and you're a little bit more active, you're around 80 to 100. And if the BPM of your heart rate is 130 or 140, I hope you're exercising, because that's what it's designed to do when you're exercising, but that'd be really fast for a resting heartbeat, right? So that same thing is actually there in music as well. It's why fast tempo music increases our heart rate and gets us all excited and enjoying it. So 16th strumming, just a quick exercise. First of all, mute your strings, just press them super light and go 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a is basically what we do. It's a funny thing to say, 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a, but it does give us the ability to say it quickly. If we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, some of those numbers have more syllables, which means it's no good to count. So that's why we count silly things like 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. And we're going to do that now with a G chord, just once before we go for the main exercise. 3, 4, 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a pause, 2, 3, and again. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1, 2, 3. Final time. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1, 2, 3. Great stuff. If you can do that, you're ready for this next exercise. We just stay on that G chord and we're going to begin on the beat in 1, 2, 3. On the beat. 1, 2, 3. Super easy. 1, 2, 8ths all downs, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Keep that going. Then 16ths, 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a back to 8ths, 8ths, 2, 3, 4 and the beat, 2, 3, 4. Pause there. It's here that we need to recognize that to do the 16ths, you don't have to move your hand any faster than when you're doing 8ths all downs. It's just filling in and catching the up strums you're already doing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1 and 2 and 3 is how we get that control. I'm also doing this with that pick still on the side of my first finger, just in case I wanted to do some single string picking. That picking technique allows me to find that string 5 much easier than I would otherwise. However, if you're dropping your pick a lot, you can of course hold your pick with 2 fingers or hold it how you normally would until that starts to hinder your progress, in which case side of the first finger. And also you can still do this 16th strumming with fingerstyle, just use your first finger. And with 8ths, it's naturally going to be lighter, a little bit softer, but that's kind of a cool thing and should be encouraged if any of you want to kind of explore just playing with fingerstyle but still doing strumming. We can also strum with the nails, with like all 4 nails to get a really loud sound. That starts to be harder when we do 16ths. So for 16ths, I do recommend just playing with the first finger, but especially to begin with, you might not be able to keep that up for very long, start to get blisters and stuff. That's why we have picks. That's why a guitar pick is a fantastic thing. And that's what we're wanting to end up at, along with being able to accent the beat. Accenting the beat just means playing the count or pulse of 1, 2, 3, 4, the strums that fall on those numbers a little louder, but really it means playing the other ones quieter and with a narrower strum. Playing 16th strumming with an accent on the beat means we can get the count out of our head and we don't need to be thinking about 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a, and we can actually be thinking about the rhythm of the song, the lyrics of the song, where we are, what chord's coming next, all that kind of stuff that we should be thinking about. See if you can spot the difference between these two patterns. That's the first one, here's the second. Did one sound more natural, one sound a little better, and the other sound a little bit more, I don't know, mechanical? That's the thing with the accents. They sound a bit more natural, and they're naturally happening in every strumming pattern you've ever heard in a commercial song, most likely. And we just want to make sure we can do it on the beat, first of all, as a starting point. We're going to have to count it for now to check that. But over time, 1, 2, 3, 4 just becomes... Bam, ba, bam. Bam, ba, dam. Bam, ba, dam. Bam, ba, dam. Something that we can just naturally do and becomes a part of our playing. So let's have a go at that together, just on a G chord for now. But any chord progression you want to work on, that will be encouraged to have a go at that too. But for now, just focusing on the right hand and this kind of internal rhythm is best. Let's go straight for the 16th strumming. First of all, this is 2, 3, 4 and pause. 2, 3, 4 and repeat. So join in with that. 2, 3, 4, 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1, 2, 3 and again. Small twists of the wrist and 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1, 2, 3. Final time. 2, 3, 4. Before we go to the next exercise, let me just re-explain this slight twist of the wrist, which we covered a lot at the beginner acoustic level, but in case any of you guys are new at it, strumming, fundamentally, is a slight twist of the wrist motion, kind of powered a little bit from momentum from the arm. But when we try and go for faster strumming patterns, if it's all powered by arm motion, that arm has a tendency to get tense, and we just end up wasting a lot of energy. That doesn't mean that anyone that strums faster or is an advanced player never does this. I know Pete Townsend and so many other people love to do big motions with the arm, but that's not the economical way to do it. And if you're having problems speeding up, doing these faster strumming patterns, keep that motion smaller and do it with a twist of the wrist rather than a motion of the arm. It'll probably start to fall together a lot more nicely for you. So for example, rather than this, we want, and that accent just with a slight twist and a kind of flicking motion, but the rest, that's all we're going for. And we're going to start off with fourths, eighths and sixteenths the same way as we did before. Let's see if we can do this. 1, 2, 3 on the beat. Eighths, sixteenths, 8 on the beat. Notice how on the beat was accented in every one of those strumming patterns, but really just the other strums, any strum that isn't on a main count, was done quieter, was done with less force and a smaller motion. Let's go for it again and see if we can do that a few times. Let's go from the beat. 2, 3, 4. Eighths, sixteenths, and eighths on the beat. Eighths, on the beat to finish. Those are my recommended exercises to get you up to an intermediate level with your strumming patterns, which kind of by definition is 16th strumming. There are other rhythms and other things we're going to get used to as we go through this course, but that's the most essential one, and not neglecting the feel and naturalness of that accent happening with that 16th strumming motion and the slight twist of the wrist to be able to do that effortlessly without excess tension in your forearm or your shoulder. I hope that really helps you. We'll be doing more 16th strumming lessons in the upcoming modules along with more strumming work, but they're the essentials for now.